Right, guys, that's the tomato inside of the center block.
It's planting time. It's time to get those tomatoes and peppers inside of the garden. Today I will be planting tomatoes and I will be planting peppers. I will be planting sweet peppers and hot peppers. And I will be giving you guys helpful tips on how to plant the tomatoes. If you're new here, I am T. I am growing in New Orleans Zone 9B. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. And guys, I will also be using my worm casting for the first time, and I will be showing you guys how my worm bin is doing. Okay guys, I have already amended my soil. So what I'm going to do first, I want to put some worm casting inside of these grow bags I didn't get a chance to put. This is my worm bin, and this is the worm casting at the bottom right here. What I do is, once I start seeing my worm casting breaking down, I start feeding my worms on this side when they start moving on this side. So my worms are in there, and I can definitely see it's breaking down over here as well. See that? If y'all can see, we have some worm castings, and that's the strawberries I feed them. We have shredded cardboard leaves. And this side, you can tell my worm casting is breaking down. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that. It's nice and rich. I'm gonna go ahead and use that for my grow bags. Okay, I got my plant. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take off all the leaves from the stem. Put my tag. This is the white cherry. And I'm gonna go ahead and put some of my worm casting inside of that hole. Garden tone. It's okay to bury the whole stem because them stems is going to grow roots. Put that down in there. Just like that. Indeterminate tomatoes, that means the tomatoes is going to grow all the way until the frost hit it. So when it start getting cold, that's when the tomato plants is going to start dying back. So it's going to produce all the way until frost. So that's called indeterminate tomatoes. Determined tomatoes, if you want your tomatoes to grow all at once, that way you can make like tomato paste or sauces when you want your tomatoes to grow all at once. But these indeterminate tomatoes is going to grow, you know, throughout the growing season. And I know y'all been asking about my worm bin, how I make my my worm casting. That video will be coming soon. So you can go ahead and plant that deep. Cover it up with that soil. And all these tomatoes is going to get tomato cages. Either I'm going to stake them up with some stakes, or I'm going to get some tomato cages for them. I have a few tomato cages already, but the tomato cages I have, I want to use those for my peppers. And I'm also going to drop some peppers too. I'm going to plant my peppers as well. Put some mulch on top to lock in their moisture, to make sure that sun won't dry up your soil. You can use any kind of mulch you like. Some people use hay, some people use straw. You can use grass clippings. You can use leaves to keep that soil moist. You always got to keep your soil moist. Because if you let that soil dry out, it's going to kill your plant. Oh, y'all, another thing for my new gardeners. The reason why I waited to plant my tomatoes is getting ready to rain. That's the perfect time for you to transplant anything out in the garden when the sun is not shining and when it's getting ready to rain. Because if you transplant anything inside of your garden when the sun out like 70, 80 degrees, it will stress your plant out. And y'all know when your plants is stressed, it don't produce like you want it to. So to avoid that, wait until the sun go down like 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and you should be fine. Because I made that mistake so many times, y'all. I made that mistake so many times. I was too impatient and I stressed it out. And it didn't produce. And later on in that season, that plant didn't produce how I wanted to produce because it stressed them roots out. It stressed everything out. Just like that one. Just like the first one I just planted, that plant was just stressed out. So hopefully it will revive, y'all. So don't make that mistake and bring your plants out too early when it's, don't make that mistake like I did. It's okay to bury that sucker. It's okay. Tomatoes do not mind their stems to be buried. They do not mind, y'all. I kid you not. They have a shishito pepper plant and a tomato plant in one cup. And y'all, and how that happened, the shishito pepper was in here first because I got a tag on it. And a tomato seed dropped inside of this cup. So I thought that was so amazing. Go ahead and separate them, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and plants need, and it's so moist. The plants really need room to grow, y'all. And this shishito pepper is so small compared to my other peppers I have by themselves. So I'm gonna go ahead and separate them, y'all. I know they love each other and it's just the two of us and they're singing the Just the Two of Us song. But we're gonna give them some room, some space, y'all. All right, that's the pepper. That's the shishito pepper. And that's the tomato. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and plant this shishito pepper because I feel like it's big enough for the garden right now. Right on top. Just like that. We put some food in there. Well, the food is already amended. I'm gonna sprinkle some casting and some food on top. Put her tag, because if you're not new here, you know I'm terrible with the tags, y'all. I am so terrible with keeping the tags on. Put her some mulch around, so we can lock in that moisture. And y'all know this is my first time growing shishito peppers. I'm so excited about that. But they did say you can pinch the top layer off on the pepper You can cut the top layer off, but it have to be 3 layers. You can cut the top off so that way it can grow, expand faster, grow out. But I'm gonna leave her like that. I mean, that's what you can do if you don't want to put them out so early. But in my case, she already out here in the yard. She been out here in the yard with hanging out with the tomatoes. So why not? All right, and I'm going to put the bell peppers here. We have the golden wonder bell pepper. That's gonna be like a orange color. And we have the purple beauty bell pepper. So that's gonna be the 2 on the end, bell peppers. Y'all, I keep forgetting, bell peppers do not need to be buried so deep. I keep forgetting that. It do not need to be buried deep at all. Peppers is not like tomatoes. They don't need to be buried deep like tomatoes. And I gotta keep that in mind. So I am just gonna go ahead and sprinkle some worm casting and some garden tone. And I'm about to apply her right on in this ground, just like this. Cover that up. I'm gonna pinch the bottom leaves off. Purple beauty, put that tag right there. And this is the golden wonder. And y'all, this look like 2. Yep, this is actually 2 peppers. That's a pepper there. And this a pepper. Go ahead and plant them together. One on this side and one on that side. And once they start getting big and I feel like they don't have enough room, you can always transplant them. So it's never too late. You can always plant them into another spot. So guys, let me know what kind of tomatoes you're planting this season. Indeterminate or determined tomatoes, or you this year you're trying to do sauces, or this year you just doing a few tomatoes just for snacking, or you just want to do enough tomatoes just to get you by. I'm doing the tomatoes. I'm really doing it because I like it for just snacking, mixing them up in my salads. So all of them pretty much going to be, all these is cherry tomatoes, and it's going to produce for me throughout the whole season. Guys, this bed is already amended, so I'm just going to pop them right on in. As y'all know, the tomatoes can be buried deeper. Pop her right on out. And y'all, the reason why I'm planting her on this end is because she will grow up the trellis along with my squash here. Y'all know my last video, I was supposed to put a cucumber here. But we're gonna do tomatoes instead, y'all. We're gonna do tomatoes instead. And I already see my basils coming up too. The basils is coming up. Okay, y'all, I am putting 2 habanero plants over here by itself because y'all, habanero peppers is hot, and the reason why I'm putting it over here by itself, by theyself, because you don't want to mix hot peppers and sweet peppers together, because your sweet peppers, it will cross-pollinate, and your sweet peppers will taste hot. So you don't want that. That's it. One plant. And number 2. All right, y'all, the habanero plants is in. Nice big toe. And y'all, once they start getting big, I already planted some bell peppers in this toe. What I did was I amended this soil, and we have some worms down at the bottom of this toe. Okay, y'all, we have 2 poblano peppers here that I'm going to plant over here in these grow bags. The poblano. And these are 5-gallon grow bags. And the reason why I am planting my peppers inside of grow bags now, so that way it will be easy for me to move them inside for the frost. Because y'all, I want to keep my peppers. Last year, I had to pull them up, but this year, I want to overwinter my peppers. So I feel like 5 gallons or 10 gallons is, you know, small enough for me to move those grow bags inside of my shade. So that way it can get, you know, some sort of frost won't hit it. We are keeping the peppers this year. I want to plant tomatoes inside of the center block and see what it do. Y'all, I've been having so much success with these center blocks, and I just want to test it out and see. See that? Roots look good. And just throw everything on top. I don't know how big this tomato plant going to get.
All right, guys, that's the tomato inside of the center block. I got the sticks down in there, so that way we can have some more support. And I got the other side leaning against this center block for support. We got our poblanos in, poblano peppers, tomatoes, purple beauties, and the habanero over here by themselves. Habaneros. Hot peppers.
So guys, that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and finish putting the rest of these tomatoes in the ground. Thank y'all so much for watching and hanging out with me, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye bye.